everybody, welcome here as we get ready for our 5th race of the season of the NCRA Pizza Hut X Series Season 2. We are here at the D-shaped mile-and-a-half racetrack known as Atlanta Motor Speedway, getting ready for 33 laps of racing, with the 33 lining up on the pole. Colby Jackson there in the Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet Camaro, alongside of our winner from Las Vegas, Joshua Osborne. We've had 4 races to start the season. 4 different drivers have found victory lane. We ended up having our first race at Daytona with K Lynch taking the checkers. Jordan Lopez followed that up with a win at Rio de Janeiro. Then we went to Las Vegas, where Joshua Osborne won on fuel strategy, and last week Stuart Gratton took his first checkered flag of his Pizza Hut X Series career at Bristol Dirt. Will we see a 5th driver find victory lane here today? We're going to have to wait and find out. Point stands coming to this race, well, they are not close at all as far as the points lead. I'll tell you what, the stage bonus points have definitely come into play this season. Jesse Turner has been working those points to his benefit. He comes in with a 47-point lead over Jordan Lopez, 48 points over Tony Green, 53 over Noah Pontzer, and 66 over Kyle Lynch. Those are the top 5 in the standings. I'm telling you what, Jesse Turner definitely utilizing the stage racing to his benefit as he continues to maintain his points lead. Let's go down and get the command to fire them up and get them going here in Atlanta.
Drivers, start your engines!
So as the Chevy Corvette pace car will lead them around for one pace lap before we put them under green. The rest of your top 10 coming into this race for the point standings. PJ Williams is 6th, defending champion Benny Watson is 7th, Cole Deaver is 8th, Kyle Thomas 9th, and Carson Gump is 10th in points. Stuart Gratton's win at Bristol last week jumped him up to 11th in the point standings. Of our 4 race winners coming into today, Lopez is the highest, 2nd in the points. Kyle Lynch 5th in points. Gratton, as mentioned, jumped up to 11th in points. And our winner from Las Vegas, Joshua Osborne, is 19th in the standings as he has good track position. And we got a gap back there. What in the world happened there? That was weird. I don't see anybody that's not... Oh, there is somebody. That's Matthew Daleo in the 12. I was going to say, I didn't see anybody that was smoking around the apron. Matthew Daleo, problem for him early on. Doesn't look like he'll be taking the green flag. Well, I'll tell you what, that's the 2nd time in the last 2 nights here in Atlanta we've had somebody not even be able to take the green flag with a mechanical problem on the pacing lap. Chelsea Bowles had an issue in the Hershey's non-charter race last night, and now it's Matthew Daleo suffering problems here. Former chaser last season came into this race 18th in the points. As the green flag is out, we're underway here at Atlanta. It's a good thing everybody was able to get themselves wadded back up, be able to go green, and look at this, Joshua Osborne timed the start perfectly. Someone on the apron. That was Stuart Gratton down there. 2 tires down on the apron below the yellow line for the 11. But Osborne able to time the green flag perfectly. He was able to take the lead very easily on the high side going into 1. Colby Jackson now continuing to free fall. He's lost some more spots now to Matt McIntire, J Qualls, Paul Minnick, Jacob Rose. He's caught in the middle and is free falling quickly. Field getting a little broken up too there. I think when Stuart Gratton got down with 2 tires on the apron, the car might have slid back up the track and everybody kind of checked up to give him room. That might have been what broke everybody up a little bit from, as you can see back there, that first pack to that second pack. But now that second pack's starting to close the gap back up as they've recovered. Joshua Osborne trying to win his 2nd race of the season so far in all 3 series. We've had 5 races in the non-charter Hershey's Cup Series season, 5 different winners. So far, 4 different winners in 4 Pizza Hut X Series races and 4 different winners in 4 Hershey's Cup Series main event races. Osborne out in front for J Qualls Motorsports. RCR's representative Matt McIntire there in 2nd, and then here comes Junior Motorsports. Another representative of J Qualls Motorsports, J Qualls himself there, battling with Daniel Voyles. Osborne enjoying the view And we know how he likes these mile-and-a-halfs. It was a mile-and-a-half at Las Vegas where he was able to pick up the win a couple of weeks ago. Have something like that in mind here. Nicholas Romero in the 5 has now moved into second place. And you'll notice that with the kind of dust conditions, a lot of drivers running some very neonish cars here tonight. There's one of them, the Eli Bright car, and that's a very interesting play on words. Bright in a very bright car. Right now running very well, working with Cole Deaver here as he's moving into the 4th, bypassing Matt McIntire. A couple other cars running some neonish colors. You see the number 39 of Jesse Turner comes into this race as the points leader, trying to work his way up to the top 10. These race stage is going to be the completions of lap 11, 21, and 23. I believe I failed to mention that. So these drivers are racing to lap 11 for the moment. Another neon car back here, Noah Pontzer. You'll see one way back here. There he is, number 42, the Belkin colors of Joseph Romero's Chevrolet Camaro out of Chip Ganassi Racing. Let's go back up to the front again. And we have a battle on for the race lead. Nicholas Romero all over the back bumper of Joshua Osborne, and here's Cole Deaver into the mix. Deaver was a mover and shaker in yesterday's race in the Hershey's Cup Series non-charter event. He didn't transfer into the main event, but he was definitely a player. And James Richardson now has moved his way up into the 4th position there in that 6th machine. Richardson comes into this race 13th in the point, trying to continue to build on what's been a good season for him. Cole Deaver, battle is on for the lead. He's to the bottom on Joshua Osborne. Does not lead that lap, but he'll have the inside advantage going into turn number 1. Cole Deaver, 8th in the points coming into this race. And he will now take the top position. Deaver finishing 2nd for his highest finish so far this season. That was at the season opener at Daytona. And look who's peeking his way up here as we get close to the end of this stage. Told you the stage points are what Jesse Turner is really using to his advantage, and he's now going for 2nd place. He's got Alexander Rowe, his teammate, right behind him. He will move by Nicholas Romero for 2nd. I'll bet you that Jesse Turner would love to be able to get 10 valuable bonus points here for the completion of this stage. Next time by, we complete stage number 1. Deaver trying to win it. Turner's right there. Oh boy, look at this. This is the bread and butter of that 39 team. Get up there into the top 10 and get those stage points. And Deaver hold him off. Doesn't look like Turner can get to his left rear. I think Cole Deaver's going to hang on, and Cole Deaver is going to win stage number 1 here today at Atlanta. He'll get 10 bonus points. The rest of the drivers that'll get bonus points for this stage include Turner, Rowe, Nicholas Romero, Richardson, along with Voyles, Seth Cole, Matt McIntire, Joshua Osborne, and Jordan Lopez. Out in front, so while he didn't get the 10 bonus points for winning the stage, he gets 9 bonus points for finishing 2nd in stage 1, plus he's going to get a bonus point for leading a lap, so he theoretically is now up to 10 bonus points. And right now it is a 1-2 running order for RSS rather. And no longer Cole Deaver now going to go to the inside of Alexander Rowe. We saw in the Hershey's non-charter race here yesterday where those drivers could not make it 33 laps without having to come to pit road at least once for fuel. Now, that mod runs the CTS physics, which have a much greater fall off than this mod, which runs on the GNS physics. But the question still remains, can the GNS physics make it 33 laps on 1 tank of fuel, or will we end up seeing at some point at the closing stages of this race potential green flag pit stops? tell you a driver who had a heck of a run last year at Bristol Dirt. That was Christian Merrick Jr., and he's following it up with another good run here today, passing by former winner Jordan Lopez and moving his number 20 Joe Gibbs Toyota currently up into the 8th position. Merrick Jr. second place last week jumped him up to 17th in the points, and he is looking really good right now there. Just a couple cars behind him, another teammate there, the 19 of Michael Haas, who did not have a good run at Bristol last week. James Shelly up here in the mix now, the Roush Fenway Ford. His other teammate there, James Richardson, so a couple of the Fords out of that Roush Fenway team running very decently at the moment inside the top 10. Richardson now battling for 3rd place. Shelly hanging there in 6th. Shelly coming into today's race 14th in points. Richardson just ahead of him 13th in points. So pretty good start to the season for both those drivers out of Roush Fenway Racing. Seth Cole and the 99, who finished the highest of the drivers last season that were not in the chase. Trying to make the chase this season. Comes into today's race 16th in the points, and right now up inside the top 5, that Liberty University Chevy Camaro out of Backmarker Motorsports. And his teammate and the defending champion of the series is actually not too far back. I've been seeing him making some moves towards the top 10. He's now moving, I believe, into the 12th position right now, bypassing Nicholas Romero. Benny Watson, that Chick-fil-A Chevrolet, looking very strong. And the other teammate actually not too far back either. There's Elijah Gilbert right behind Carson Gum. That would be roughly around the 16th, 17th position, I would say. So all 3 of the Backmarker Motorsports cars currently running inside the top 20. Back up to the front, it is all Cole Deaver showing the way, trying to no longer be a bridesmaid. He finished bridesmaid to Kyle Lynch at Daytona. He wants to get the job done here today. James Richardson right behind him. Of course, a lot of people don't really realize that James Richardson, while he's a rookie here in the Pizza Hut X Series, he's no stranger to this kind of competition. And chased last year when he drove the 11 for Joe Gibbs Racing. There's some contact between himself and Jesse Turner. They both go up the wall and up the hill, and they both are up and in the wall. What was that about? Turner literally up into James Richardson. The both of them right up to the outside safer barrier. They both kept going, but you can see the damage on the right side of the 39. I don't know how much damage Richardson may have got out of all that. We'll see on this drive-by camera view, right side of his car. It doesn't look like he's really damaged, but Turner is. And the thing that really concerns me now about that is because if this thing does go into a long green flag run, and we do have pit stops, that 39 team may have to spend a little extra time giving some TLC to that 39. They may lose some spots on pit road as a result. Jordan Lopez has now jumped up to 2nd. Where the heck has he come from? Lopez was a 3-time winner last season in what was then the Almond Joy Series, now the Pizza Next Series, trying to add another win this season to his repertoire, which would make him, I believe, the most winningest driver so far in the Pizza Hut X Series. Would put him with 5 career wins. And you got to think as well, would also put Jordan Lopez very much into the category of locked into the chase for the championship here for the Pizza Hut X Series. You saw the completion of lap 22, the drivers that have now gotten points for that. Deaver wins stage 2, Lopez, Seth Cole, Alexander Rowe, Shelly, Merrick Jr., Michael Haas, Joshua Osborne, Jesse Turner, and M McIntire. That was the top 10. That will get points for the completion of Stage 2. We are now into the final stage of this race. The question is, are we going to have green flag pit stops? The field has gotten awfully spread out. The best battle is going on right behind the leader, Cole Deaver, for that 2nd position. Alexander Rowe, Jordan Lopez, Seth Cole battling for that spot. Everything else basically single file behind them. You got Shelly back in 5th. Christian Merrick Jr. back there in 6th with his teammate Michael Haas in 7th. Jesse Turner with that damage and all still somehow hanging on to 8th. 9th place M McIntire, and he's about to lose that spot. That's a highly contested position. James Richardson, M McIntire, and Joshua Osborne. And you go back a little bit further, and that's where you find Nick Johnson in the 44, Carson Gum, Charlie Buxton, along with Benny Watson, Nicholas Romero in the 5, and Elijah Gilbert, Daniel Voyles, Chris Dollerton. Allen continues to rage for second, and while this takes the pressure off Cole Deaver, that also builds up this battling for the runner-up spot. Now James Shelly is in the mix, Christian Merrick Jr. is in the mix, and I think Michael Haas may be getting into this as well. Hitting the line with 7 laps to go. Cole Deaver showing the way. But again, the question mark of can they make it on fuel? 3 wide for second place. And you can start to see right there, when Lopez and Seth Cole got up out of the groove, how they just started sliding. That tells me that those Goodyear Eagles are going away. Grip is hard to find. And this could end up coming into who has the best pit strategy if they cannot make it on fuel. They got enough Goodyear Eagles, but do they have enough grip in those tires is the question. Rowe is now into second, Shelly into third. Cole Deaver running a much lower line off that corner, and I think he lost a little ground. I think that Rowe and Shelly might be reeling him in. Trying to listen to these engines coming through 3 and 4 here if they're sputtering at all. And right now they're not. That would be an indication that they're thinking of coming to pit road. 5 laps remaining. Deaver out in front. Shelly thinking about second, and to lift a little bit to try and get to the left rear. Not going to be able to quite get there as he tucks back in line. Christian Merrick Jr. and Michael Haas, couple of rookies there at Joe Gibbs Racing, right in the mix as well. You look up here in the top 5, none of these drivers have won this season, and none of these rides have won in the Pizza Hut X Series, with the exception of the 20 car, which went to victory lane last season with Jeffrey Finguy. You see them just all utilizing different lines here now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we pitting? We are! Alexander Rowe is into pit lane, giving up the 3rd position. A couple more drivers on pit road. That looks like PJ Williams in the 46, Colby Jackson in the 33, more on pit road. That's Eli Bright. William Brock, last week's winner Stuart Gratton. Kyle Thomas is in. Looks like that's Julio Cesar. The 22 is in of John Gilbert. And now it gets interesting, and here comes the leaders. Cole Deaver is in, along with a host of others, and the lead is now turned over to Daniel Voyles. Voyles now to the lead. I think he was outside the top 10 when they crossed the line last time by. He's staying out, as are Gilbert. I think that's Romero, Benny Watson, Chris Dollerton, and Carson Gum, and here comes Voyles. Is anyone risking it? Elijah Gilbert staying out. The white flag displayed. Does Gilbert have enough fuel to get to the checkers? Gilbert is staying out. He's the only one, I think. Nope, there's another car that stayed out. Tony Green's in second. It's going to be fuel strategy all over again. Elijah Gilbert's trying to make it 33 laps on 1 tank of fuel. Oh, that car's sputtering. He had to lift right there. He would have been coasting through 3 and 4, but he's going to make it. Elijah Gilbert captures Backmarker Motorsports' first win of the season, his first career Pizza Hut X Series victory here today at Atlanta. Tony Green will bring it home in second. There's the 85. He'll get second place. Third place, I think they're saying, is Jesse Turner, but I don't know if that's official or not. We've got to wait for the official scoring. Everybody hasn't yet completely gone around. Turner's just come off pit road. I don't think the race standings are completely official. I think first and second are official. Gilbert with the win, and Tony Green in second. And I guess the standings are now official. So Elijah Gilbert brings it home with the win. How about that? He was running somewhere around the 14th, 15th position when all these pit stops began, and he decides to risk it, stay out, and reaps the reward. So Gilbert, who came into today's race all the way down in the point standings, it was all the way down in 38th out of 40 drivers, decides, hey, why the heck not? I got nothing to lose, and he picks up the win. Now his goal is going to be trying getting into the top 30 in the point stands to have that win count towards a chase spot. Tony Green finishes second. They're the only two cars to finish on the lead lap. Jesse Turner, though, the points leader, still manages to pull a golden horseshoe out, and he'll finish in third. Chris Dollerton, best finish of the season for him, in fourth, and the defending champion, Benny Watson, another driver who seems to continually pop up into the top 10 in the closing stages. He'll get fifth place. Carson Gum, great run for him in sixth. Daniel Voyles in seventh. Nicholas Romero, James Shelly, and Alexander. That'll be your top 10. Cole Deaver dominated a good portion of this race, but he's going to have to settle for his finish outside of the top 10 in 11th. Matt Haas, Wade Brummer, Jordan Lopez, and Seth Cole complete your top 15, followed by Christian Merrick Jr., Nick Johnson, Joshua Osborne, James Richardson, and Matt McIntire. No doubt, those pit stops shook everything up. So we take a look down through the remainder of the finishing results. Looks like one driver had some difficulty here during this race, finishing multiple laps down. That was Julio Cesar in the 87. Don't know what happened with him. Everybody else did manage to finish, I believe, on the lead lap, or at least close to it. But it doesn't really matter if they finished a lap down or not, because it's where they finished anyway. And one driver did not get to take the green flag. That was Matthew Daleo in the 12. He will get credited for 42nd position here today. But my goodness, what a fuel strategy race. We almost went caution-free in the Hershey's non-charter race, and we went caution-free here today, which says to me we could potentially be in for another fuel strategy green flag coast-to-coast race tomorrow for the Hershey's Cup Series. I wonder if those drivers have been taking notes this weekend and if they've got themselves a fuel strategy plan. We'll have to see. Elijah Gilbert becomes the 5th different winner this season in 5 races in the Pizza Hut X Series. The streak continues on here at the beginning of the season. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race from Atlanta. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown your full finish results. Here are your point standings heading into next week. We cap things off tomorrow with the Hershey's Cup Series main event here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll see you guys for that, as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.